Welcome back to the podcast, you guys. Today's episode, I'm really excited for today's episode. I got a lot of good stuff, good information for you guys. So just stay tuned for that. I want to start off. I want to apologize, you guys. I am a little bit sick. I'm a little under the weather. So if you hear some congestion in my voice or coughing during the podcast, again, I do apologize. Just getting over a little bit of a sickness. I'm beating its ass though, so I'll be good. I'll be getting a few days here. Just gotta get some rest and recovery, and I'll get that all on it. So today's episode, I'm gonna be talking about the top 5 things that I've learned in life so far. Now I'm still young. I am 20 years old, but I do still have some knowledge, and especially these 5 things are something that I've really sat on, and I've comprised these 5 things for this list because I do think it will be genuinely helpful for you guys. Now, first off on the list is be conscientious. Now, I know you guys are thinking, well, Landon, of course you want to be conscientious. Don't you want to be aware of your surroundings? Well, yes, but conscientiousness holds a little bit more validity to it. There's a little more substance to it, and let me explain. Being conscientious not only means you're aware of your surroundings, but you're aware of other people's surroundings as well. So you're aware what other people are trying to push upon you. Now, I'm sure you guys have friends, family, and I don't want to say a lot of people, but some people are agenda driven. You know, there's some problematic people out there who are narcissistic, sociopathic, psychopathic, and being conscientious means not only you're aware of your surroundings, but you're aware of those people and the traits that are comprised to create those people. You want to be really careful with the people you spend your time with, and especially the effort that you put into other people and friendships. Now, you definitely don't want to be friends with a psychopath. That's for one. But you definitely do not want to be dating a psychopath either. It can just be really detrimental for your life. It can have a huge problematic negative impact on you. You have to be aware of these people and these problems that can occur. Now, not only that, but again, certain situations, you might think you understand everything that's going on, but just put a little bit more thought into it, put a little more effort into it. Just be aware of your surroundings. Check everything. You don't have to be paranoid, but again, be conscientious, right? Be conscientious. That's the most important thing. Understand your surroundings. See what is trying to penetrate your surrounding walls. See what's trying to come at you. See where problems may lie. And just do some problem solving. It's just that easy, guys. Just be aware of things. Second on the list, reflect. Now, I know what you guys are thinking again. I'm beating a dead horse here. I often like to talk about reflection. Reflection is something that I've started doing that has really been beneficial to me. I've figured out and I've solved so many problems through reflecting, especially internal problems. I had a bad ego at one point. I was a jealous person. I was resentful. I was partly narcissistic. And these are things that I needed to, I guess you could say, I needed to rid these of my body. And reflecting, just sitting down reflecting, you can do this in a variety of ways. You can meditate and reflect. You can journal and reflect. You can write stuff down. And all those things are important, and they're all really helpful. But again, just overall reflecting, thinking about what you can do better, what you can see, what changes you can make, what little changes can you make that'll pay dividends back to you. And I'm sure there's a lot of things, because when I made a couple of little changes, again, little changes to my habits, they paid back tenfold, and they were so beneficial that I changed those things. And again, it was all about reflection. Reflecting is one of the most important things that I found and that I've been doing habitually in my life, and I highly suggest it to all of you guys. Third on the list, don't do things alone. Some people are introverted, some people are extroverted, but even people that are introverted still need a group of supporting friends, family, and a good just support cast. At one point, I made the mistake of thinking, life's all on me. My life, yeah, I was taking full responsibility, so that's a good thing. But I was thinking to myself that I was going to be able to solve all my problems. But then quickly realized that you can learn so much from your externals, especially external mistakes. Look around you, ask questions to the people around you who are knowledgeable, because a lot of them have probably made mistakes that you can learn from and avoid them in your future. That's why I think knowledge is so important. When I read books, when I read philosophy, when I start to understand these things, I start to see what mistakes I could possibly make, and then I avoid them in the future. And it's been super beneficial, and I genuinely mean this, absolutely super beneficial to me to understand these little mistakes that I've been making. And again, when I have this group of supporting friends, they point out these mistakes that I'm making. Let's say I'm going down a bad path or I'm making a wrong choice. I'll inform all of my friends because I trust them entirely, and I really believe that they want what's best for me. And just having them in there to put some input in is so important. Two brains is better than one. And it's not always about quantity that's better. Quality is better. But again, having a group of friends where you can bounce ideas off of, kind of talk about different things. And it goes back to that second thing on the list, reflection. Have other friends there to reflect for you and kind of analyze your situation, have them help you. That's what great friends are for, and that's what's so important. Now, fourth thing on the list, be honest with yourself. Again, with these problems that I was having internally, I wasn't being honest with myself because I thought that I knew what's best for me, and I guess the best way to put it was I was naive. I was entirely naive, and I just wasn't conscientious. And I was super naive. I should have known better. But once I started being honest with myself, that's when I started making huge leaps in my betterment and my improvement. To get to the truth, you have to seek the truth. And some people want the truth. They say they want the truth, but they don't really want the truth. I remember I used to say I wanted the truth, but once the curtain was pulled away and I saw the real truth, it frightened me because I wasn't sure how to interpret it. I wasn't sure how to mentally digest it. And once I started to take it piece by piece and I started to understand that the truth is the only way that I'm going to truly grow as a person and I'm going to truly start to understand myself at a deeper level, that's when I started making real improvements. So again, it comes back to reflection and being conscientious. When you're honest with yourself, you'll start to figure things out. You'll start to problem solve, and you'll start to put your life on a better path and, again, start putting these pieces together. Now, lastly on the list, be better, feel better. People talk about positivity, and it's kind of a joke at this point, be positive, be positive. It's not that easy. But I think it's easier when you start to spread positivity. It's hard not to feel good. They say it's more enjoyable to give a gift than to get a gift. And I think there's definitely some truth to that. Being grateful, being positive, spreading this positivity, spreading this gratitude, it helps other people be thankful as well. And it just creates a more positive attitude overall. No one likes negative Nellies, negative Nancys, whatever you want to call them. No one likes that in their life. I had one of my friends who had a girlfriend for a little while. I guess you could say ex-girlfriend at this point. And this girlfriend was negative all the time. And I'm serious. There's not a point that I was with them, at least. And I used to ask him, hey, why is your girlfriend so negative? Is she ever different when you're around her by yourself? And he goes, no, this is just how she is. And I tried talking him out of it. I said, dude, she's going to... And this is with everyone. Anyone who's negative, and you can kind of put yourself in this situation. I told him, I said, hey, negative people are just gonna draw the positive energy from you. They're just gonna take the life out of you, and it's gonna be problematic, and you're gonna regret it. And he ignored me, which I understand. When you're with a significant other, you kind of get what's the word? I guess you could say you get manipulated into thinking they know what's best, and you think it's going to be the best for you. But again, it just ended up bad for him. She was always negative. He ended up breaking up with her because it got to a point where they dated for so long. And again, she just never changed. just completely negative and he couldn't take it anymore. So again, try and spread positivity in your life. Be more positive. Don't cause other people problems. Try and be better to the world, and I think it'll pay back dividends. Again, it'll reciprocate itself. Be nice to others, and they will be nice to you. Now, it's not a guarantee. Some people are just going to be mean to you, and that's just how they are. But just avoid those people. It's a lot easier when you get a good group of friends and colleagues that are nice and positive than spending time with the negative people. Let the negative people stay by themselves, and create your own group of positivity. And it's paid back. Again, it's paid back me dividends. I've enjoyed creating such a better group around me. It's led me down a better path. I've grown so much as a person. And that's why I think mentors are so important. Again, finding someone or finding people who are older than you is great for you. And I hope you guys enjoyed that. Have a great day.